everybody. I just want to let everybody know, and I want to give people a lesson. Be careful looking at people outside and looking at the good. While you're looking at one perspective of somebody, say you see two couples, and say you wish you was with that couple. Suppose while you're not around, and it's just two of them, it could be some abuse, or it could be some emotional, physical problems going on. Suppose you look at somebody, you think they got a nice house, just from the outside. But behind closed doors, they could be mental. They can have some other problems going on that you never was aware of. Suppose you could be looking at friends or someone popular, but behind the scene, they want to commit suicide and hurt and harm themselves. Suppose you be looking at someone very, very attractive, and they could have some problems themselves, and you get with them, and you find out it's a whole new, different sight. Suppose you want to be around friends and people. Even I had to learn myself, looking at other people on the outside. Stop just looking at one perspective, two perspective of people when you don't know the whole spectrum. I'm not trying to say get newsy, get up in people's business. Don't do that. Please don't get in people's business. You know when to get involved and know when to not get involved. Sometimes getting involved, you can put yourself in a big detriment that you can't get out of. Like I said, now it's one thing if you catch something out of pocket, but it's another thing if you just get up in people's business and ask uncomfortable questions without helping. All you're doing is re-traumatize somebody. But stop looking at people. This is what we've been trained very early, to just look at one or two things and just run with the good and say, oh my God, I'm getting this. Oh my God, that's going to happen. I mean, sometimes I got to pause myself and learn lessons. But don't ever look at someone's outside and just take that and run with it. Don't do that. You don't know what a person's going through from within. There's times I police myself and say Diego or Diego. We're family. Y'all can say Diego to me. We're family. Y'all can call me Diego. But there's times I pause myself and I say, Diego, get a grip. Stop looking at the outside package of family, friends, other race, other community, other houses. Stop running with that and look at and pause yourself and realize, wait a minute, I'm only looking at that reality where it's showing to me, but I'm not thinking and considering what's really going on behind the scene. But that don't mean get newsy. And that's another thing. We gotta learn to make a balance to be helpful versus be newsy, because there's two differences. Helpful is you get involved to help if it's necessarily. Newsy means you just poke to ask questions. And I can't stand people like that. They want to poke to ask questions to get under your skin because they got a deep down. And people that do that, like I said, these older generations, y'all got the nerve to poke and get in people's business, but not look at the detriment that you caused and your generation have caused. But we can't go there. But I ain't going to get on that tangent. But I just want to say, never look at someone's outside. Never look at the outside of someone or other people or even family dynamic or relationship dynamic. Don't ever, because number one, no matter what good you see or how many times you see the good, we all have moments. We all have suffering moments. Like me, people I noticed, some people. Now I'm not putting myself on a pedestal because, like I said, people don't put me up there. I'm not. But I just want to let y'all know. Like, look at me for example. There's some people that say they wish they could do things like I can. You can do things like me now. You may not can replace me like I can't replace you, but we all have a special gene and talent amongst us. Like I told you, I have an 8th grade reading level. I'm not afraid to share that. Mind you, it took me a long time to make my YouTube. It took me a few years to do how to figure out how to do YouTube, and I didn't read how to do that. I had to figure out about buttons. The reason why I do my plays and soaps like I do, and I'm more physical and psychological than mental, because I'm not all good at the internet like that. And I do all that behind pain and psychological I've been going through. But at the same time, I'm not trying to like be a sob story, but you never know what I'm going through or could be going through. Don't look at, like I told you, yes, for the most part, I might have a lot of kindness in me and niceness, but at the same time, there's bad side of me too. There's times I fall. It's just a matter of how I balance it. And another thing I want to say, the reason why I'm going to get into deep, why I decided I want my channel to be the middle community. I'm going to get to that, but I'll give you parts of why I made I'm gonna explain it like maybe later today why I called my channel the YouTube community, because I want to be balanced of everybody, and maybe in the next video that I explain, I'll get more into that depth of why I chose my channel to have that name, why I changed it from I Go Boulevard to Middle Community. I'll explain that sometime later. But the point I want to bring home is, don't look at just a small version of someone's outside and take it on the surface and taking everyone with it. Don't do that. I don't care how good looking they are. I don't care if they're a movie star, a president. I don't care if they got $1 million. Don't ever look at someone's small trivia outside surface and take it and run with it and be jealous. And don't say, I wish that was me. Stop doing that. Never Don't ever be so quick to do it. Now, kids, it's a different story because they don't understand. But when you get a certain age, you gotta pause yourself and say, wait a minute, if I want that lifestyle, or if I like to have some type of blessing or chump of how to get far, how do I make that happen for me? And let me lose the emotion of being envy and wishful thinking. You know, when I got my jealousy, I was 8 years old when I first discovered I had jealous problems with other kids and other people. And not realizing, wait a minute, do I know what's going on? Do I want to trade what they're going through? Can I handle what's going on? Like for example, I would like to, yes, I like to be one of those people that live in a nice house and have some money. But can I go through getting hit by a car and being injured and going through pain every day when I have a low tolerance for pain? You don't never look at someone's trivia outside surface and say you wish that was you. I don't care how happy they look, how good they look. You don't know what that person could do. You don't know a person by a long shot. And that's one thing about that's one thing about the internet I like. Where it can teach us. Get out of that mindset of looking at people on TV and stop doing that because you don't know what's behind the outside surface. Excuse me. That's one thing we can announce. Sorry, I had a little spit in my throat. But yeah, see, I had a human side. See, now am I not a human? What am I supposed to do? Just gargle it up and actually go? No, I'm a human. Excuse me, I don't want to make anybody nauseous, but someone's in my throat. But the point I want to make, and shut up, don't. Diego, see, let me stop thinking for y'all. Think for the way I see, even, and also I want to let y'all know if I ever repeat myself more than 3 times, let me know. You're repeating yourself more than 3 times because I've had been doing that out of trauma and what I've been going through. And see, I gotta work on myself. We all do. But yeah, I just had to pass this on. Don't ever look at someone else's measure and measure yourself to them. Don't ever never stay stuck on a person's outside. Never do that because there's more to a person than the outside surface of good. I don't care how good looking they are. I don't care if that's a person in the United States. I don't care if your parents, your cousin, family, friends, whoever you look up to. Give everybody room to be a human as you give yourself room to be a human. There's no way around it. From tall to short to in the middle to light skin, dark skin, black, white, Asian, Latino. Don't ever just look at one side of a person. And don't ever just focus on one side of a person and use that excuse to wish that was you. You don't know what just happened to them and you don't know what's about to happen to them. You never know. Alright, I love y'all.